Have you ever been completely ignored by someone you cared about and it left you feeling anxious, ashamed, desperate to make it right? And even though you had no idea what you did wrong, guys, that's not needing space. That's the silent treatment. And it is emotional manipulation dressed up as emotional maturity. But before we get into it, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of my weekly videos on narcissistic abuse, trauma bonds, and learning how to finally feel safe in love. I'm Nova, and I'm a therapist who specializes in narcissistic abuse recovery. And today we're talking about how damaging the silent treatment is and how it works, and how to take your power back from this incredibly toxic cycle. Let's go. So let's start with this. The silent treatment isn't just someone needing a break. It's not about healthy space or cooling off. It's about withholding love, communication, and connection to punish you. And if you've ever been on the receiving end, you'll know exactly what I mean. They go cold. They ignore your texts. They won't even make eye contact. Maybe they sleep in the other room, or they act like you don't even exist. And the worst part, they don't even tell you what's wrong. You're left spinning, overthinking, trying to decode their silence like it's some kind of emotional Morse code. You start apologizing, even though you don't know what you're apologizing for. You become smaller, quieter, more agreeable, just what they want. Anything to stop feeling that gut-wrenching disconnection. And that is not love. That's control, coercive control. Now let's pause here and really break this down. In healthy relationships, people communicate when they're upset. They might say, hey, I need a bit of space. Let's talk later. Now there's respect. There's clarity. You know what they mean. You know what's going on in their mind. You don't have to second guess yourself. There's a plan to reconnect. But the silent treatment, it is totally one-sided. It's punishing. It's meant to make you feel like the problem, even if they're the one who hurt you. And here's the kicker, guys. It's often used by people who do not know how to regulate their own emotions. So instead of having a vulnerable, honest conversation, they shut down and shut you out. And that silence, it becomes a weapon. Let me ask you this. How do you feel when someone gives you the silent treatment? Well, if you're anything like my clients or like me in the past, it probably feels like this pit in your stomach. You feel anxious, desperate, confused. What have I done? Maybe even a little panicked. You can't focus. You start blaming yourself. You don't know why they're doing this to you. You wonder what you did wrong, and you try harder. You try so much harder to make it better, to stop them from giving you the silent treatment. And that's exactly what they want, because when you're busy over functioning, they're in control. And for many of us, especially if you grew up in an emotionally unpredictable home, that silence doesn't just hurt, it triggers an old wound. You would have learned pretty early on that love could be taken away, that being good meant that you were not to rock the boat, that your worth was tied to keeping everyone happy. So when someone withdraws or shuts down, your nervous system flips into survival mode. It's not just about this one moment. It is your whole body remembering what it felt like to be emotionally abandoned. And that's exactly why the silent treatment is so powerful, because it's not just about silence. It's about fear. It's about confusion. It's about keeping you stuck in a loop of chasing connection that is constantly being withheld. And the moment they finally start talking to you again, you feel relief. You feel peace. You feel like everything's okay again. But that calm is conditional. It's not real. It only exists because you've learned to associate connection with being good enough for them to speak to you. And that's not safety, guys. That's trauma. So let's talk about why people use this tactic, why narcissists, why abusers use this tactic. Sometimes it's conscious. They know it hurts you. In fact, I think most of the time it's conscious and intentional. They learn very early on what works and what doesn't in terms of manipulating people. They know it hurts you and they want to punish you. Other times it maybe unconscious or maybe just automatic. They've been doing it so long. It's about punishment nonetheless, and it's about getting you to acquiesce and to not make them accountable for their actions because of the utter relief you feel when the silent treatment finishes and they come back to you. It's emotional manipulation, guys, plain and simple. So what do you do if you're caught in this cycle? Well, first, you've got to name it. Call it what it is. This is not healthy space they're taking in this relationship. This is not cooling down. This is a control tactic. And once you name it, you take the first step in breaking its power. Second, stop chasing. I know how hard that is. I know your whole body might be screaming, fix this. But every time you overfunction in response to their silence, you're reinforcing the idea that they get to control your emotional state. Instead, shift the focus back to you. Ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? What do I need? What's true? Even if they're trying to make me doubt it. Third, set boundaries when it's safe. You might say, I'm happy to have space if we agree on it, but I will not tolerate silence as punishment. That is not how I do relationships. And if they flip it on you or mock your boundary or continue to do it anyway, that is your clarity, because healthy people don't need to disappear to feel. Guys, you deserve real communication. You deserve to feel emotionally safe, and you do not have to perform for connection. So if you're stuck in this cycle of being punished with silence, blamed for everything and made to feel small, please know, guys, that I see you. You are not the problem. You're not just stuck in a pattern that's familiar, but it's not healthy either. And the good news, you can break that cycle. It starts with awareness, though, and it starts with boundaries. It starts with you choosing yourself. So please, guys, drop a comment below and let me know, have you been on the receiving end of the silent treatment? What did it look like for you? I read every single comment. I love hearing your stories. This is a community and you are not alone. If this video has helped you feel seen, please hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for weekly videos on narcissistic abuse, recovering, trauma bonding, healing your nervous system, and learning what healthy love actually looks like. And if you want to go deeper, grab a copy of my book, Fake Love. I wrote it for people exactly like you, and it is full of real talk and tools to help you reclaim your peace and self-worth. And if you're ready to talk to someone who gets it, head to my website, www.brighteroutlookcounselling.com.au. I offer online counseling for anyone, anywhere in the world. Certainly, I offer it worldwide. So just see my website link in the description, and I would love to support you. And of course, don't forget my podcast, Fake Love and Flying Monkeys, which goes even deeper into these topics. So check it out wherever you listen. You are not too sensitive, guys, and you are not too dramatic. You are someone who deserves love that does not hurt. See you in